Is it true that God picks a wife or a husband for anyone? And I try to be logical about it. If it is true that God picks a wife or a husband for anyone, why is it that the marriages of pastors, a lot of big known pastors also fail? Is it that God made a wrong choice for them, or they did not wait for God to choose for them? So I want to ask you, is it true that God chooses a spouse for anyone?
Well, for me, I really don't believe God chooses a spouse for anyone.
And you're saying this as a pastor?
Yeah, truly.
I've had my own fair share of relationships. I got to a level that I gave up.
Now, patience, these days, especially for the ladies, if a lady is chasing after a made man, the society sees them as gold diggers. They say, this person is a gold digger. She's running after this man because the person has money.
Come to think of it, is it a joke to dig gold?
What in the hell is wrong with digging gold?
Do you know what it means to dig gold?
Yeah. Church members walk up to me and tell me, look, mommy, why you not fixing latches? Why you not doing your nails? Mommy, we're looking up to you. And these are girls that, are well educated, they're high class. I'm like, if these people are looking up to me, I need to do more to make them believe more in me. Now, my cousin is a makeup artist, and I called her. I said to him, every Sunday morning, make sure you're in the house. You need to do makeup for me to go to church. And we did it the first day. People thought, mommy, you look so beautiful. You look so, so that got into my head. I'm like, hey, in fact, I'm going to double this. The next week, she fixed the lashes. And then I just discovered I was very uncomfortable. So before my husband and I drove into the church, I started tearing. Tears are coming because of, the allergic reaction to that thing. And here was I sitting down. Everything my husband was preaching that day, I was just uncomfortable. So I was just waiting for the service to finish. Let me call her to help me remove this thing. Do you know that by the time the service was over, I ran into my office. I told her, please give me water. I need to remove this thing. I couldn't. So they were able to help me get it off. We got into the car. On our way going back now, I opened my phone, 3 messages. Mommy, it is well with you. Whatever it is, do not cry. The Lord is the Lord is standing with you, and we know that through every trial you will overcome. I'm telling you.
Do you think it is right for a broke man to marry a broke woman? A broke man from a broke family? This question is very, very important.
You are more experienced.
People often decide out of emotions and pity. Even when they know that they are walking into a problem.
Two broke people.
She says something. Yeah. The idea that I have to expect something from you, if I'm in a relationship with you, I need you to treat me this certain way. I need you to do this thing for me to be happy. I need you. Does that not mean that I'm being selfish? And love should not be about me. It should be about the other party. So why do I care so much about how I feel instead of how you feel? Because obviously what you're doing is pleasing to you. Shouldn't that be sufficient for you to grow? Because the love is then for you, not for me.
Your world.
Honestly. So,
the thing is that
it's me again, KA, the host of KaaTruths podcast, and today on this show, you can see we have more faces. A lot of beautiful faces and one ugly face here. Forgive me, my problem with him is that he's married and I'm not. And he has 4 children, about to have the 5th one, and I am not. I don't even have a wife, not to talk of having a child. So that is my beef with him. Today we're going to be talking about relationships, love, marriage wahala in Nigeria, and this is particularly very interesting to me. It's personal for me because, as you all know, I've tried and failed so many times to find my missing rib. It seems God has not created her. But today I have our mommy here, Mommy Pastor Jackie Talina. We have her in the building, we have her in the studio, and most of you know her. She doesn't need an introduction. She's someone I respect so much because of how sincere she can be with her opinions about most things. And a few days ago, I made a post on my page that I spoke in a conference, and then when she came to speak, she said something that struck a chord, something that was very, very powerful. So today I decided to bring her to this show to be able to hear from her. She's also a relationship coach. She's doing amazingly well, and we're going to be learning a lot from her. And by my left, we have this beautiful, wonderful lady. When I met her, she took me out. She has given me gift twice within 1 week. Beautiful gift. I'm going to tell you about the gift later, but please, this is someone who is very dear to me. Her name is Patience, and she is a legal practitioner, not charge and bail lawyer. Look at her, you know that she's touched. In fact, she just came back from, is it London? Tell me, she travels all over the world, so I'm going to be tagging along. And here is my dear brother and friend and my co-host. You all know him. He's a very violent human being, a medical doctor, and somehow a relationship expert, even though he has been advising me not to marry. Yet he's already married. So not to make it so long, ladies and gentlemen, please, I hope that you enjoy this. And I've also realized that most of you watch our podcast and forget to subscribe. It will mean a lot for you to just take a few moments of your time to click the subscribe button. Your support will mean so much for us. It's a way of encouraging us to keep doing what we do on this podcast. Thank you so much. Now, ladies and gentlemen, my first question is for you, Mommy.
All right.
Yes. So we're going to start it with this first question. And it's about marriage. A lot of people in Nigeria, a lot of young people, especially both male and female, the ladies and the guys, have lost interest in marriage, especially in Africa and across the world. In fact, it is worse in other climes. So what exactly is the problem? Is it that people no longer fall in love, or that people have become more selfish? Ladies no longer want to submit to a man, and men no longer want to be responsible to a woman. Is that the problem, or what exactly do you think is the problem why people no longer have interest in marriage?
Well, thank you very much. Just like you said earlier, I'm very passionate, about marriage. And coming from the spiritual angle where I, practice like a pastor, I think one of the major problems and reason why people are losing interest in marriage is because a lot of things are evolving and now going beyond religion. Because what, people believe in as, marriage before was, to me, it was an ideology sold into them, through religion, culture, and probably family background. Now, the world is introducing so many things that we were made to believe you can get all these things only when you're married. Now, we're seeing people having those things even when they're not married. So you're asking yourself, why should I get married when I can as well get this? Besides that, there are so many things that comes with marriage, which, especially here in Africa, we were really not exposed to it. That's the negative part of it. It is now that awareness on abuse, this in marriages are coming up. Now people are beginning to see that, so you can go into marriage and even walk out of it when you feel you cannot stay in anymore. But before then, both tradition, both religion and culture has made us to believe that, once you are in it, be in it. And even if you are dying in it, stay in it. Because, this is all it talks. And then finally, we also, grow up with the understanding that marriage is actually what fulfills you. So you see a young girl coming out of school, graduating out of school. In fact, in her final year, She's thinking of Ashwebi already. She's thinking of, what to do. This was my generation, whereby I was told that the moment you're out of the university, the next way to be fulfilled and to tell the world you're successful is going to marriage. So you are about to finish school. You're not thinking of career. You're not thinking of building your finances. You're thinking of how a man should come and ask you to get married to him. And so now, with all that has evolved, marriage is not all that fulfills you. There are so many things out there that give you fulfillment. In fact, as a matter of fact, marriage is the least, and marriage actually does not fulfill someone. So now this generation is coming to that awareness that, I don't need to get married to be fulfilled. I don't need to get married to be happy. I don't need to get married, to even have a child. Mm-hmm. So with that, a lot of mindset is changing. People's perspective about marriage now is changing, and they're becoming more aware, knowledgeable that there's so much out there than just getting married. So I believe that's just, these are just few of the reasons why people really are not giving so much attention, interest into it. You can pursue a career, you can be rich, you can do everything you want outside marriage. So don't let marriage limit you. If it meets you, good. If it doesn't, And then finally, I am talking to you now as a pastor's wife and as a pastor. My children grew up, we did default setting of me putting them into the church. So so you can see that there's so many things that has developed, evolved, and people are coming to that awareness that marriage is not all that it is to life.
Patience, what do you think about marriage? This when you started laughing.
Wow.
And I need you to be sincere. What exactly do you think about marriage?
Okay, so this is a conversation I do not like to have. So putting me on the spot right now is like, how did I get here? So to me, marriage is a good thing. However, I think the right foundation that were laid in the past, right? They're no longer sustainable for the generations that are coming up. Aside that, another thing that I feel about marriage, again, just like Mama Jackie just said, is the fulfillment that used to come with marriage in those days is no longer in vogue. Then thirdly, I can tell you that personally, based on experiences I've seen as a child about those who were married, and also experiences from legal practice, haven't seen people just get into marriage and then divorce, and then, it's so messy, especially where you have children and all of that, It gives me a sense of fear. And finally, when I think about marriage, I just imagine two different individuals brought up from different ideologies, different experiences, and different mindsets coming together to live together. How do they begin to create a platform that unifies them truly, considering different interests, different professional career drives, and all of that put together? So for me, if I'm to describe marriage, I would say it's an institution that is good, created and ordained. I mean, those of us who are spiritual from the Holy Book. But right now, I think the knowledge we have is taking us out of that line. And so marriage is scary.
Mayo, tell me, you're married and you have kids already.
Okay.
Have you ever regretted getting married? Do you sometimes look at those who are single and wish you're like them?
To be honest, I've never regretted getting married, and I've never wished I were single, but if my answer to the first question was yes, the second question would automatically be yes. The thing is, there are things I see with people who are not yet married. I was once there, remember, and then now I've moved to another stage, another environment altogether, that is being a married person, and I'm looking at marriage or life from a married man's point of view. And the only thing I can say that I envy about people who are not married is the absence of family problem.
Freedom.
No, not technically, no. Because again, to be honest, most married men have freedom. If you're talking about freedom to move around and all
To be
that.
promiscuous.
Well, maybe.
So family problem, the absence of family problem. So it makes me envy my friend and those that are not that are not yet married. And this is what I describe as family problem. Once you are married, you automatically have responsibility. You are responsible for the future as a man, for your life and the lives of those around you. Even as a woman, you are responsible for everybody around you. So that single people can't relate with that. People who are dating cannot relate with that level of responsibility. It is not a tea party. So if you're single, you can just wake up and go on with your life. Even when you see that your finances, you don't know how tomorrow will be. A married man starts having severe headache the moment he starts seeing signs of, dryness or any, because he knows that he has no excuse. So, and most times when you don't plan yourself very well, those family problems can really, really come upon you suddenly. When I mean suddenly, you have to pay tuition, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. Even for wealthy people also have family problem. Family problem could just be, it could be any number of things. So I don't envy single people, aside the fact that marriage comes with responsibility, which every married person accepts whether they like it or not. And one thing with human beings, adaptability, ability to adapt. So even if it overwhelms you, before you say jack, you discover that you are in the system and you're already conquering the system. So I don't envy you. And I've never regretted.
But one of the problems I've had with people like you who believe that single people do not have the same kind of responsibility is that when people say such things to me, I sit down and I remind myself that the responsibility on my head is actually bigger than the responsibilities on most married people's head. And I have a family, not just one. All right? I have a number of people on scholarships that I make sure that I pay their fees. I have so many responsibilities. The number of people I provide for on daily basis, there are, in fact, if I begin to count them, I'll have high BP.
Exactly.
So the responsibility you're talking about is having a wife, having kids, being able to feed them, being able to provide shelter for them, the basic things of life. That is what you describe as responsibility. But there are single people who have more than that.
Much more.
Of course.
And yet, they are afraid of marriage.
Okay.
So, I'm throwing this question back to you. Why do you think that capable, responsible, financially stable, single people are afraid of marriage? Why do you think that they are scared?
The question is clearer now. So here's the thing. I think this question is related to what mommy already, expatiated on. But let me say certain new things that we may not have looked at. It's a multi-dimensional problem. There are many factors. One, economic. Okay, you already ruled that out when you said those that are stable. So I'm going to spare that because I was going to talk about it. The second thing I think is that there is this element of fear that thanks to social media, or should I say no thanks to social media, a lot of people have been able to see what happens in marriages of those at home.
Yeah.
In the past, it is difficult for you to know if Mama Nkechi and Papa Nkechi are quarreling. Because when they step out of their house, they are even wearing to match. But social media democratized a lot of things, and it made it easy for people to see that a lot of people are going through hell in marriage, and they're beginning to ask themselves, are you sure I'm really willing to do this? So there is this element of fear that keeps people skeptical if they want to really get married or not. And then, as you already may know, no matter how we pretend about it, there's a war, gender war, and social media has amplified it. And trust me, the bad thing is any war that is fought on social media can hardly ever end. Do you know why? There is no stop button. When you discover that, oh, this war, even those that started it, when they discover that it's not going my direction, where do you okay, you want to stop talking about it after you've recruited people who keep talking about it. So there is a war with us, and with the war, we've grown to have people who just have unnatural hatred for the opposite gender. And then we have unqualified relationship therapy or relationship experts dishing out advice, dishing out marriage advice. All they need is 10 MB of data and a phone that has access to the internet. Everybody has become and that has damaged the ideology of marriage. So it now looks like marriage has outlived its purpose, because the purpose of marriage from way back was to create a family, have fun, live in unity, build the society, because it's the basic unit of the society. And then, security, have security. But today it looks like going into marriage, your security is even threatened. The social media made us to see a lot of gender-based violence going on, both from both genders to each other, and then the war coming in. It has made a lot of people really, really reconsider their resolve to get married.
Okay. There's something that I've always wondered, and I've argued about this with a lot of people, especially Christians. They look at someone like me and say, KAA, just pray God will show you your wife. And then I ask myself, is it true that God picks a wife or a husband for anyone? And I try to be logical about it. If it is true that God picks a wife or a husband for anyone, why is it that the marriages of pastors, a lot of big known pastors also fail? Is it that God made a wrong choice for them, or they did not wait for God to choose for them? So I want to ask you, is it true that God chooses a spouse for anyone?
Well, for me, I really don't believe God chooses a spouse for anyone.
And you're saying this as a pastor?
Yeah, truly. I don't really believe God chooses a spouse for you. Because the first thing is, when you go to the Bible and looking at all that God created, the Bible says that everything He created was good. So He couldn't have chosen something for you when you eventually know that the thing is not good enough for you. Mm. So God actually does not choose, spouses for us like, we're made to believe. What we fail to understand is that, just look at you now, Kaa, you're not married. Now, there is Kaa, the man, who has the nature of God. That Kaa is different from Kaa, the male. So the man is different. The male is different. It's, the man is a nature. Now, the male is a role. Then the father is a responsibility. Mm-hmm. So now, if you don't even know how to separate the male from the man and then the father, you already have an identity crisis before you even think of marriage. So most time, people go into marriage as the male, thinking it's actually the man that is falling in love. No, it is actually that male in you, that gender that is falling in love with this person. And because most were not taught to understand that you need to, when you come to a certain place, you need to be self-aware. You need to know who you are in Christ. Not just what the church say, not just what the pastor say. You now follow through every doctrine, every ideology, and you just go and then you hit the rock and you're not asking question. God, brought me into this and now, it is going this way. Now, it's really so easy for me to relate because these are things I see on a daily basis where these people, that they're not compatible. Like I've had issues, a lot of issues like that in my church, whereby I know these people intellectually, they don't even go together. When I talk to them, I know their background. Both of them are coming from a chaos. Then now they're coming to me, Mom, we want to get married. And I say, how? And they try to spiritualize the thing. And they get married. 1 year, 2 years after that, they're coming back to me to help them validate the divorce they want to. I'm no, you really did not listen to me in the first time. So when you talk about pastors' marriages also failing, the truth is that, people, look at us with this eye that make us look like we are just perfect, people. And they fail to understand that being a pastor does not separate the fact that you're human. Being a pastor does not, remove the fact that, for example, my husband.
You see why I love this woman?
It does not separate the fact that my husband is a male and then he's a father. Then he's a man. So most of the time, when we relate, I have to relate with him at these 3 different levels. But when he stands on the altar, now everybody is seeing these 3 perfect men. No. As a father, he may not be able to meet up until he goes how to learn to be. As a male, he's playing a role of a husband to me, a male. He has to learn to be a male. He has to learn how to sleep with his wife. He has to that, But then when he starts as a man of God, everybody just put everything perfect. So they don't know that managing finance, having to carry your wife along, believing in her dream, helping her to build, and all these are things you need to learn. It does not just drop because you are spiritual. You just need to go and learn about it. So now everybody's worshiping you and everybody make you feel you are very perfect.
Larger than life.
So now when you come out, even if you're dying, you have to make them feel you're perfect. Let me tell you one thing that happened to me. That was when I made up my mind, look, no, I need to rediscover me. These eyelashes that female fix. Naturally,
those pointed ones.
Thank you. I'm allergic to it, and I didn't even know. Now there is this mindset that they've created that if you're a pastor's wife, you need to have some kind of presence around you, And the church members walk up to me and tell me, look, Mommy, why are you not fixing latches? Why are you not doing your nails? Mommy, we're looking up to you. And these are girls that, are well educated, they're high class. And if these people are looking up to me, I need to do more to make them believe more in me. Now, my cousin is a makeup artist, and I called her, I said to him, every Sunday morning, make sure you're in the house. You need to do makeup for me to go to church. And we did it the first day. People were like, Mommy, you look so beautiful. You look so, so that got into my head. I'm like, hey, in fact, I'm going to double this. The next week, she fixed the lashes. And then I just discovered I was very uncomfortable. So before my husband and I drove into the church, I started tearing. Tears are coming because of, the allergic reaction to that thing. And here was I sitting down. Everything my husband was preaching that I was just uncomfortable. So I was just waiting for the service to finish. Let me call her to help me remove this thing. Do you know that by the time the service was over, I ran into my office. I told her, please give me water. I need to remove this thing. I couldn't. So they were able to help me get it off. We got into the car. On our way going back now, I opened my phone. 3 messages. Mommy, it is well with you. Whatever it is, do not cry. The Lord is the Lord is standing with you, and we know that through every trial you will overcome. I'm telling you.
Out of
Another one called my husband and said, look, you need to, Daddy, you don't need to be very hard on mommy. You need to understand. Another one now called me, telling me, Mama, we understand that you and Daddy, definitely the way you were crying in church, you must have had a fight at home.
Oh,
What
my
are you don't need to bring it to the church and make everybody know that you are fighting with your husband.
Chai.
Now see the mindset my own followers had about me. I busted out laughing, and I said I wasn't crying. And in fact, as a matter of fact, self-inflicted punishment. I was punishing, because I want to live up to your standard.
Oh my God.
Now I couldn't meet up the standard. You are now using this to judge me from the other side. Meaning, if I go this side, it's still not okay. And when I flip on this side, it's still not okay. So I had to come and tell them that, see, you see me and my husband, we are perfect. But behind the closed door, there's so much that happens. So relate with us from our nature as men and women. Leave the husband and the father alone, because these are places we need to learn to grow to understand more. And don't use my marriage as an example for your own, because I may not be perfect, but I'm just giving you a picture of what I want you to see. So if you're going to follow me, you're going to be following falsehood, because what I'm actually showing you is illusion. And now, this is what pastors do not want to come, in terms with. And that's why their marriage failed. They believe that, since everybody is clapping for us, everybody is looking, let's give this perfect picture. So they started making it perfect for the congregation, making it perfect to the world. Then they get to a point they are stuck. And they have not learned on how to be a good parent. And they have not learned of what it takes to be a good husband. They only know how to be a good spiritual man. So because they are ignorant in this area, they couldn't cope. And now we have raised a bar. So who are you going to run to tell them that, I don't know this thing, come and teach me? Because, so the best thing is, let's take, and when the thing gets to a point, the crack becomes too much and the whole thing just scatter and fall off. So God does not really, in essence, choose husband for anybody. I don't believe in that.
Okay, patience. Yeah, it's your turn. I know you must have had a lot of experience, or at least a few good experience or bad experiences with men. And you are a very intelligent and exposed person. So I want to ask, what is it that you think men do? What is it that you think men do wrong in relationships and marriages that you wish they could correct?
Okay, so I've had my own fair share of relationships, and I got to a level that I gave up. And I just said to myself, you know what? I'm done. I'm not going to try to go into relationships again. So I'll give my own personal experiences. Let me say that because I wanted to get married, I gave up a chance to do my LLM at Malta as far back as 2012. Because a man told me that, if you really want to get married to me, or if you really want us to get married, please wait. Don't go for your masters. Wait until we're married, then you go for your masters. My mom had given me 20,000 euros then as my school fees. It was a 9-month program. I was going to do international maritime law, and I'll be back. Because of love and foolishness, I didn't go. So I'm sure with this short example, you can deduce what a man can do, or what men do to turn off relationship. That's one. The second experience was another guy. He said, I love you. I want to get married to you. Let's do a joint business together so that we can build our families and all of that. Around 2012, 2013, I transferred my hard-earned money, 4 million naira, that I was using to do my perfume business then, to his account to start a printing business, because my mom was in politics. She's still in politics, by the way. And we're going to leverage on her platform to supply exercise books to schools. And so I believed in him. I transferred this money to him. Till date, I've not seen the business, and he just vanished. Okay. So the next words, I met this guy. So most times Christmas, I just take myself on personal vacation. And I met this gentleman in Calabar. So I decided, let me go for this carnival. Let me see what's happening. And I went for carnival. And then I still have it. I have a Rolex that I'll usually use. Not because of anything. It's a gift and I loved it. So I had that Rolex on. And I met this guy because of the Rolex. He got attracted to me. Not because the Rolex was a thing for him, but because he deals in luxury items. So he knows that, oh, this is really cool. And we got talking. And we started talking to the extent that he engaged me. We're going to get married. The next thing was, you want us to get married, you have to leave the church you are and join me in this church I am so that we can get married there. I didn't have issues with it. I followed him to the church. And when I got to the church, it was more of a disco house to me than a church. Because it had all those lights thing, It was just, there was nothing connecting to my soul. And we go back home and I told him, dude, this place, I'm not comfortable with it. This is how I feel. For me, it's not about religion. It's more about connecting. Whenever I go to church, I want to feel like there's someone that compel me to be there spiritually and all of that. And if you can't come with me, I'm not sure this will work. Long story short, that was 2018. I was to travel to Paris in August, and we had serious issue on that matter. And I told him, you know what, I'm done. I cannot go on with this. I traveled in August. I returned in September. By October, when I found out he was already married to someone else.
Within 2 months.
Wow. Exactly. Wow. So I'm sure you're picking out things you men do that, gets women really crazy. And then the next thing is one other gentleman. He wanted me to be a wife even while I was still a girlfriend. You're asking me to marry. You want me to already come to your house to cook for you on a regular basis. You want me to be involved in your laundries. You want me to be involved in everything that has to do with you. And I'm asking myself, so when I become your wife, what will I do?
Because at this stage, you're still a girlfriend. So you needed to differentiate the responsibility of a wife and
from a girlfriend. Like, you say, no, how will I know you will be submissive? Wow. The moment I heard that word, I just told him, please, sir, it's time to go. So, I mean, if I'm to recount my experiences right now, I'm even feeling so emotional, But I think some of the things men do that really turn women off, especially serious-minded women that are ready to settle down, is the desire to dominate even before you get them to be your wife. You want to determine what they should be. You want them to forget who they are. You want them to forget that they also have aspirations, dreams, visions. Secondly, some men also forget that some women are natural leaders. They're born leaders. And I will tell you, if you meet a lady that is a first daughter, whether you like it or not, she's a leader. And so you come in because of marriage and you want to compel her to be an immediate follower, it's going to cause chaos. Because she's been used to taking decisions for herself and for so many other people. And so it will take a long time for both of you to really come to a point that, oh yes, we need to break who is the head, who is the neck. You've always led, allow me to lead now, and then just, be at peace. A few days ago, I was discussing with my friend, and I say, yes, all of you see me as this audacious, bold, confident, intelligent lady. I say, yes, that's true. But can I tell you guys, I call myself Minister of Soft Life because I want, when I'm married, I want to melt in the presence of my man. The parts people don't say, I want to melt before him. I want to show you the softness. I want you to show you that, I beg, all those drama, all those power, please. Right now I'm here. I just want to be a baby. But most men, again, do not understand that people can actually change. We can transit to be what you want us to be if only you give us time. So men are impatient sometimes, some men. And everything I've said is not generic. It's specific and just some individuals that really, hit this rock really hard.
Back to you. This is a very wonderful one. And I'm going to also speak to it when it's my turn to talk. But for now, Mr. Man, what do you think? What do you think is one of the things that most ladies, single ladies, do that turn men off? They do it, they believe they are doing the right thing, they believe it is within their right to do this. For them, it's driving them crazy. For them, if you are their man and you cannot adapt to that kind of thing that they do, then it's a no for them. That's 10, you think. If ladies could just pay attention to this, men will start taking them more seriously. And I'm asking you this question because, of course, you have so much experience from your promiscuous lifestyle.
No,
the wife knows.
I have blocked his page from her phone. So I'm safe.
All right.
Okay, so here's the thing. You see, the arrangement that God made or nature made between men and women, it did not place both genders on the same pedestal. So, but it placed them in complementary, positions. So, one of the mistakes women make, for instance, or that I think women make, for instance, is that during dating, there are a lot of things a guy is paying attention to, which a girl is also paying attention to in a man without telling you. And one of them is how you talk to him or respond to him. A friend visited me recently. I think I told you about that. Don't know if I really did, but I think I did. He was having a conversation with his girlfriend. He was having a quarrel with his girlfriend. And so how I got to know is that they were using voice notes. And so he makes the voice note and plays the girl's voice note. So I could hear the conversations. And then, even without needing a prophet, I knew that this relationship cannot head to marriage. And when they finished, I had to engage him. And he told me exactly what I thought. And for him, the problem is that they are just dating. They've not married, but they've had the girl's siblings. The girl's younger sister is married. They've had the girl's younger sister intervene, or kind of, when two people are quarreling, a relationship where the parents and the siblings know about. So the two people are quarreling, you report to this person, or when they notice you're not talking, they start talking to you or talking to her. So they've had the girl's parents and siblings on several occasions try to mediate between them and bring peace so they can get together. And the guy said in one of the occasions, the girl's sister told him personally that this is the longest relationship she has been in, and that truly her sister likes dominating in every relationship she is in. She likes being authoritative, but she should please manage her. That truly this is even the longest relationship she has been. Wow. Back to the voice notes. If you play the voice notes, you will see two people that are not yet married but are already quarreled. They are, the way when you see people who are mates talking, the way they talk to each other. Now, I'm not selling the idea that a man should talk down on a woman and the woman should take it lying low. Because first of all, when you talk about marriage, you're talking about two people that love themselves. There's a way you talk to your wife if you love your wife or your girlfriend. And then there is a way you cannot avoid problems or misunderstanding. And then the way she reacts or fumes, the kind of anger she exhibits, it shows that she's coming battle ready, she's combative. So one of the things men pay attention to is that they don't want to make the mistake of marrying a lady who is combative or battle ready. I think that's what I've been struggling to say. Because again, whether you like it or not, two captains cannot be in a ship. So a man knows that he's naturally stronger in terms of physical energy, but he doesn't need to bring out this thing. What they have is marriage. It's not a wrestling field. Then a woman knows that she's naturally weaker. But some women are stronger than men. These women, they say they have single bone. But she knows that in the relationship between a man and a woman, if they were in most cases, if they were to have a physical fight, a man would beat you.
Yeah, sure.
But you are the one who is violent, So that lady was violent. And then some of the times you will notice that if two people are dating and they have a quarrel or fight, this guy is breaking TV, breaking instruments in the house, appliances. Men look at that and they don't take it for granted.
Because such a person could get angry someday and poison you to death.
Angrily. So if you marry such a person,
come back to
you're already marrying someone that you're already marrying into a battle. Someone that is battle ready. So those are some of the things. I can't say, I don't know everything because I've not had many experiences with girls in terms of dating. But these are some of the things I feel that I think it all borders on the respect that people talk about that men don't joke with. I don't really know the totality of what that respect means, but I think it borders on knowing your place and him knowing his place. So when you try to beat the man by showing more energy or more power, he knows that he's getting married to another man. He runs away.
Let me paint a picture. And I'm doing this from my enormous experience as the only chronic bachelor on this table. All right. I have two guys that those around me consider to be my friends. And I'm going to use them as an example to drive a point. One of these guys is very close to me. If you see me talking to him, you would ask me, what did this guy do to you? All right. We have that understanding that I could insult him, talk to him, he will insult me back. Guys. All right. But he's a very quiet person. He's not a person that you would like to take to a club. He's not the kind of person you would like to take to a normal guy's hangout. He will make it boring for you. He's not the kind of guy you would want to sit down and have conversation about beautiful ladies, your experiences, and the rest of, those little talks that guys sometimes engage in. Even though he struggles to, but he's not fit for it. Then the other guy, he's someone you can call. Guy, let's go out. Guy, let's do this. You can drive him in a car. This other guy, I drive him in a car sometimes to patrol around. We just decide, okay, today I want to find a girlfriend. Let's go around and see if we can find a girlfriend. I can't pick the other guy, but I can call the other guy, come, let's go. All right? Now, these two people, this first guy is the most trusted guy in my life. You may not see me often with him. You may not see me having this normal long conversation with him. But if you misinterpret my relationship with him, you will think that the second guy that I go out with often is my closest friend. But that other second guy, the one I call whenever I want to hang out, is playing that role. I know he's a noisemaker.
He has nuisance value.
Exactly. That vibe is there. Whenever a guy come, we see joke around, play around, talk and all of that. And the other guy is probably hiding in his room. He's nowhere to be found. But when you ask me who is your friend, I will point to the other guy that you hardly see me with. But guy sees me with the other person. Now, the reason why I told this story is because I've had a girlfriend. This girlfriend, I do everything with her. She's someone that if she's here, everywhere is lively. She's jumping up and down. She's doing a lot of things. She's fun to be with. And then people ask me, why can't you get married to this person? And then I tell them, no, I can't marry this person. But they say, you get along with her so much. You invite her all the time. You like her to be around. You do this and you do that with her. I said, yes, I do all of that. But I can't marry her. Because she does not have the most important value. She's good for noise making. She's good for all those other paparazzi and the rest of it. But she's not the person you can keep. You can have on a table and have a serious discussion with about business, about the structure of your life. You can't have those important relationships about the most important things about life. But when it comes to the less important things about life, she's fit for it. And this girl, she's she sleeps and wakes up around 12 p.m. So she will be in bed. All right? She'll be in bed. When she wakes up, I'm someone who like orderliness. I don't like my things scattered. But when she wake up, to dress the bed is a problem. A very big problem. And whenever she attempts to dress it, you will see that this is the job of a lazy person. Because what would it take you to simply adjust this pillow this way to be properly placed? But just through it, let me just do it anyhow. Then I look at those things and I don't talk. And then she comes down whenever she's hungry and say, baby, what are we going to eat today? I said, what would you like to eat? Tell me. She mentions it, fine. I pick up my phone and order food. No quarrel. Nothing at all. There is nothing her own is sleep, eat, nothing else. Now for her, she believes that her boyfriend, which is me, is very understandable. He's very understanding man. She looks at her, I have a very understanding boyfriend. I'm sure she tells her girlfriend such a thing. That my own boyfriend doesn't worry me about some of these things.
Doesn't trust me to cook.
She doesn't expect me to cook. She doesn't expect me to tidy up the house if she's around. She doesn't expect me to dress the bed. She pampers me. I'm sure she tells her friends that. But she doesn't know that I have placed her in a particular position. Yeah. Just the same way I've placed that my friend in a position. I've placed her, I said, okay, this girl, she's fine. Fit this, this is your position, but I can't go beyond this. Yeah. Now, most girls don't know that guys can be that analytical. You sit down, you decide, okay, you just watch silently. Okay, this is her, fine. She's good, she's good with this, she's good. This is her position. She can't grow beyond that. But in her mind, she thinks she's smart. She actually encourages some of her friends to leave their own boyfriends who complain about their attitude. All right. So if ladies can pay attention, first, if I were to be a lady, if I'm dating you, the first thing I'll do is to try to study you. If you're my guy, I'll study you. What kind of person is this person? How does he do his things? how does he think? Are you getting me? If
Yeah.
I study you, I'll be able to know the kind of thing you want. And if you're not the kind of thing I want, the kind of man I want, or the kind of man I will be able to put up with, then I will not bother going into a relationship with you. But if I think, okay, this man is exposed, he's my kind of man, then I must have to pay attention to
Be his kind of woman.
his kind of woman. Not just a woman who will sleep and wake up and pretend that all is well,
All is not well.
but all is not well. All right. So now the next question I would like to ask you, Mommy, is, we're going to have a lot of discussion today because there are just so much to talk about. But the next question I want to ask is this issue of a woman earning more than the man in a marriage. So we've read a lot of posts on social media, news where such things became a problem for a family. In fact, it ended up creating chaos, fight in a marriage just because the woman is earning more than the man. So what do you think is the problem? Is it that once a woman starts earning more than a man, they automatically feel like they should be in control, they should be in charge?
It should be the head.
Is that what you think is the problem?
Okay, the thing here is that most time people go into relationship, or rather go into marriage, without even being self-aware. They really don't even know what they want. Just like you gave us this story now. From listening to you, I know that you are a man that knows what you want. So you are not just going to bend or change because you want to get married. So most people, go into marriage without sitting down, to know what they want. And it's very, very, unfortunate that there are really not many institutions that can educate people on this, to tell them that, see, when you're going into a relationship, the first thing, when you're attracted to somebody, the first thing you should do is know you. Then after that, try to know this person. Then you ask, can this person fit into me? Not that can this person become this. Okay, Patience just spoke now, and sitting down and listening to her, I'm like shocked. Like, what? Because when you meet her and you're trying to relate with her, you're seeing somebody who has a wall around her that everything is serious. You just have to be this, you have to be this, and not knowing that there's a soft part that is hidden and not even seen. And that is the place, the part she actually want to bring on the table in marriage. So now you see people, they get married and they really don't even have the knowledge of all this. And you don't even know what this person is looking for as an interpretation of love, as an expression of love. You don't understand this person's personality now. You just did, an analogy now, an example, and gave us two very, very unique personalities who are your friends, and you are in between these people. Yet you know how to manage this, and you know how to manage this. Now, you don't even know, most time, these people do not understand each other's personality. Thirdly, they don't even know the background where these
Please, may you stop doing that.
Right.
They don't know the background where this person is coming from. Whether there have been silent trauma that have been infused and this person is living in a world of insecurity, they don't know. It's all about getting married. And now we're married. Okay, for example, if I get married to, if a guy get married to the daughter of the richest man in Africa, money is not going to be a language that will convince her to love. And money is not going to be the language of love. She will. So buy all the gifts, bring all the money. She's not going to feel, like you love her. Because before you came, she is very, very, used to this. This is her environment. And now you are coming without that. You did not sit down to know, what do you understand? How do you want to be loved? What is your love language? What language do you want me to speak to you to express that, I love you? Just like she is speaking. Now, if she's getting married to any man and dating any man, that person needs to come from the soft side. The person should understand, quality time. The person should understand physical touch than just giving her gift and you try to speak words into her. She's heard that everywhere. Now, these people do not understand that this is who this lady is. You now get married to her. And the next thing, you believe automatically that once you get married, the person must be submissive. Now, what you are calling submission is not submission to her. Because giving me money and expecting me to collect it and start hugging you and this thing is submission to you. But where I'm coming from, there's so much money. So it's not going to speak the language of submission. So you need to understand, what do I understand by submission? So I need to know this is what submission is. And you need to also tell me. And when we have that conversation before marriage, we know that, are we even compatible? Or are we in the right alignment? Now look at this glass here. The shape is different. And it's having, this juice just like this. Now, this is the girl, this is a guy. There is no way possible in the world that you can answer, because you want to get married, this shape should turn to be like this. No, it's not possible.
Not possible.
So all we need to do now is that this is who you are. And this is how, you are engineered from your background, religious setting, education, and all that you've been. This is who you are. And now this is who you are. Now the question is, I'm not going to ask you to change to me. And I'm not going to ask me to change to you. But we need to align so that we go together on the same journey. Because the moment you are like this, there's going to be a problem. And if you are like this, there's going to be a problem. So we're not going to change this person to be this. And we're not going to tell you to change to be this. But we need to understand that this is who you are. And this is why you are like this. And this is who I am. And this is why I am like this. So let's go on a journey. Alignment means being on the same line, working towards achieve, certain purpose that, will benefit all of us. But not turning me to become what you want, or me changing you to be what you want. Like you talk about this girl, so much was going on my mind, because I've had a lot of young ladies pass through my house as a pastor's wife. And I know, the peculiarity of each. And I was just like smiling to myself, because do you know that if you meet that girl, somebody else meet that girl, and you try to tell her that, this thing you are doing, it's wrong. Even that does not, she will never believe, like, I'm not wrong. There's nothing wrong with me.
That is correct.
There's nothing wrong. And you probably does not even know that what engineered her, the background she's coming from, gave her, the picture that this is how to be a lady.
This is the normal standard.
So now she's bringing it out. Like I keep, using my children as example. When my kids, the moment they turn 15, because they have everybody working for them. They have body in the house. So they all grow up. So once, they're always on the phone, chatting, and because there's always somebody to work for them. But the moment my daughter becomes 15, I said, now, at this point, you're still going to use your phone, but breakfast, you're going to be making it for daddy, because I want daddy to know how your breakfast tastes. Now you are the one that, once you finish your secondary school, I make it as a principal, you will stay in the house for like almost a year. And I am trying to engineer into it. So I'll tell you, you are the madam of the house. So you're going to tell us what to cook. You're going to do the timetable. You're going to manage the house. So that peradventure in the future, you now find yourself in a marriage, or you know how to. But this girl may be coming from a home whereby, as she's lying down on the bed, her mother is busy cooking the kitchen. They are sweeping the house for her. So she doesn't even know how to lay the bed, because by the time she gets up, the house help has done it. Now she's grown into this.
It becomes more annoying when you know that this person is coming from a poor background.
So that's another story. That now defines it as bad character. That is no longer formation, or the way it has standard, or now bad
this
character.
person is actually not even living in her real world. She's living in a world of illusion.
Movie.
You can imagine.
Korean movie.
No. So you can see that there's so many reasons. So because this, there's so much lack of alignment, people now begin to give meaning to stuff in different ways. So the man now feel like, you must submit to me. The man was like, I submit. What do you mean that you
How do you
submit?
compel
How
me
do
to
you
submit?
compel me to submit? Now I come and tell you, okay, like what they had to do a marital assessment with my husband. And I discovered I've been living with a man for a long time who has a different mentality, mindset about, women and all than me. Our belief system when it comes to certain things does not align. And I didn't even know that's one of the reasons why we're always having an argument when it comes to that area. Until I did that assessment and so this is what this man believes. And I never believe in that. Somebody will come with a belief system that men are more superior than women. And you can't meet patients and tell her that men are more superior. She's not even going to give you two because she has seen superiority in different levels.
Yes.
So now you can't marry her and come and tell her, submit to me because I'm superior. And she will ask you, what makes you more superior? So it's just for them to understand themselves, have a conversation, understand, and then do a compatibility check.
Thank you.
Before you even go into it.
Now, Mommy, my next question is, and I think any of you can answer this question, or both of you, all of you can just, have a go at it, touch it briefly, and then we can move on. It seems cheating has been normalized. People no longer feel it is abominable to cheat in marriages, especially for the men. And men, a lot of men have come to the conclusion or the agreement with themselves that it is a man's nature to cheat. Women, how do women feel about this? Do you think it's something that people have come to accept that men are created this way? Or it's something that you feel, okay, men, a responsible man can do without cheating?
Wow. Well, the thing about cheating,